where I pretty much do everything from my gaming live streaming to my videos that I do for YouTube, the video editing I do for my clients, computer repair, all the other stuff I do here. But pretty much what I decided to do is I normally install video systems and stuff like that for churches, but what I'm actually going to do is walk y'all guys through setting up a home studio, a video studio equivalent of what I do in churches here in my home, so that I will have multiple cameras like the one I have here, my Canon. I also have the ability to have my drone when I go fly, bring that in and record, as well as streaming and all this other stuff. So join me on these multiple videos, I guess, on what I'm going to do to actually have this stuff installed. Alright, so what's the first thing I added to my setup? The first thing that I added was the Blackmagic Television Studio HD. I've used a few of these, the older models, on a couple of churches where I've installed. And at my home church, we use this for our switching and running our video and media ministry at our church. And pretty much I always wanted to have one of these, so that's the first thing I did. And this is going to allow me to connect a bunch of inputs all at the same time and control everything. Now, right to the left, this is actually the system that I already had on a previous video. This is the mini Node 202 dedicated streaming box. This is running a Ryzen 3. You can see it right there, a Ryzen 3 2200G. And I actually have moved and installed an Elgato HD 60 Pro. This is what's handling, I can stream at 1080p at 60 frames a second. This thing doesn't go any higher than maybe 15%. So I have plenty of room to go with this. Pretty much I only have 8 gigs of memory in here. The only thing it's really using is the Ryzen 3, which has an embedded Vega graphics chip on the CPU with I think 128 gigabyte M.2 SSD drive. But this is my portable streaming box. My main streaming box is pretty much the same. Well, the first version is a Ryzen 3 1200, and I'm running a GTX 1050, yeah, with some other memory. And this is the main workhorse here. I actually just recently upgraded to the Blackmagic Intensity Pro 4K. I might have had that backwards, but this is what takes the input the output of the Blackmagic ATEM into this, and I actually have it split, so it's actually going to both systems. So this one I am streaming to, well, I have the ability to stream anywhere, but pretty much this one is dedicated to Restream, where it's going to Stream.me, Periscope, YouNow, Twitch, YouTube, and a bunch of other streaming services. And then this one is going to my Facebook. So I stream from both systems at the same time. Now for sound, I'm still playing around with this because I'm having some issues. I have right now a Behringer Q502 USB. This is technically, on my arm here that doesn't have a microphone on it right now, would take my audio in here into XLR and then output it into the audio inputs, which are actually right there on the ATEM. I'm having some issues with some sync issues right now, so that's why I'm really not using this, and I'm using audio directly from my Rode video mic. It goes directly into my camera, and that's where my sound is coming from most of the time. Alright, so with that, I also have my main video system right here. And this is a custom built Ryzen 7 1700X where I do all my video editing, which is what I'm doing right now. Pretty much does all my editing and everything. No point in going through all the details, but that's 32 gigs of DDR4, GTX 1070, bunch of SSDs running in RAID 1 and all this other fun stuff. Alright, what else do we have? I already talked about my main system right there. Now, what I did recently upgrade to, this is just old basic Canon R800 camcorder, which I used this originally because of my DSLR that I'm using right now, my Nikon D5300, would not work with my video mixer because of the resolution that was being pushed out. But we'll talk about that later, how we solved that. So this just outputs 1080p when I'm doing anything, when I'm streaming or something like that, and I want something consistent because even though I have a better picture on my DSLR, the battery, I can plug this into an outlet and it'll just keep going. My DSLR, there's no way for me to power it externally, so it will die after a certain period of time. So this will give me the longevity that I need. This is the classic Logitech 920C. This is where it all started. I actually gave this one away, my first one away, and I actually bought another one because it's just rock solid. Alright, so this is just a regular old Vizio 1080p 32-inch monitor, which I'm using. That is Wally as usual, making a whole bunch of noise. This is my 32-inch Vizio that I dual purposes for my one of my monitors, as well as it also does the multi-view from the mixer, so I can see all of my input. So if I turn on the Canon, yeah, you see the video right there, and that's me. Alright, what else we got? That's my old Takstar mic. Got that for like $25 from Amazon. Very good mic. Then I just recently upgraded. So this might be my stationary mic for dedicated here, since I don't have to really move it around, but I'm still working on that. Alright, what do we have next? For all my storage purposes, and I had a video about this, this is my Synology DS418. Right now I started off with just 3 terabytes, 3 terabyte, and they're running a mirror of them, so if I lose one I always have something else. And then I recently installed 2 6 terabytes, but this one 6 terabyte, when I installed it, it actually died, so the replacement is actually supposed to be here tomorrow. So I will have redundant 2 volumes, a redundant 3 terabytes and a redundant 6 terabytes. I'm not bold enough to actually run this combined so that I would have 12 terabytes of storage, but I might actually do this. This is dedicated for just my content, and my other Synology right there, that's meant for all the backup of everything here in the house. And speaking about the house, this is my network rack. I run all Ubiquiti stuff. That is my router, 24-port switch with another 8-port switch in the den and another 8-port switch upstairs. That's the Synology A Better Look. That is my Intel NUC, which is running Pi-hole, which is a whole house ad blocker and keeps all the junk off the internet. That is my OB-Hi Google Voice box for my office phone. That's the router again, and that's just a patch panel. So pretty much I got everything wired. Ran a ran some wires on the wall upstairs to the access point upstairs. Also have access point for down here. Here's a bunch of security cameras that I don't have installed right now. One of them actually used to be a baby monitor, but my baby is no longer a baby anymore, so I don't need that. Got the, oh, you can't see it because I don't have any lights on. All my gadgets here for charging and fun stuff. That's the PlayStation 3 with a crate full of old games. And then there's the original PlayStation 4 right now for backup. All of these devices are all wired here into my 24-port switch. And here's my main PS4 right now with all the junk on it that I need to clean up. So all of this is wired. Then I also have another, that's the jack that I ran upstairs that goes to another switch upstairs, as well as the laser printer and some other stuff. That is my DJI Crystal Sky that runs my the view for my drone. Let me turn that on here for a second. Yeah, so when I'm running my drone. Now the other thing, and I'll show you that too. Actually, I skipped a bunch of stuff. So when I have the drone, I like this because it actually has a full HDMI out right there. So what I do is when I am outside, I run this extension over Cat 6. So what I would do is run about 100 feet of Cat 6, run it out here outside, and then I actually put the other one outside of the Cat 6. It goes right there, plug it in, and then this side goes out into the Crystal Sky, and then I have this, and you can't see it, and I really don't want to dig the whole thing out. But that is running all the way under here, and then it connects to my ATEM, and that's where you saw the drone input for my mixer. So on the back of the mixer, like I said, I'll do some more breakdowns of this if you haven't seen it. This mixer allows me to connect 4 HDMI ends as well as 4 SDI ends for a total of 8 inputs. And obviously everything doesn't have an SDI input. Yes, I know I have a whole bunch of wires. I tried to do some cable management right there, but I have way more cables. So what do I have in here? And let me disconnect one of these so you can actually see it. Now I have an assortment of these, but this one is for my output right now. And yes, I'm sitting on the floor. I have Blackmagic SDI to HDMI. So this runs from SDI out of the video mixer. I have 2 outs, one for the program, which goes to the monitor, and then I have an aux out. The aux out is the one that goes to that screen right there, so I can see whatever and lock it to whatever output I want. So right now it's set to my monitor number 2, but for most time when I'm streaming games, I have it for the PlayStation output. And I have this aux out. I have another one just like this that goes to and this actually is the one I unplugged, SDI in, and then HDMI out, and this goes into my streaming PC. So, and then I have a splitter on here, so it splits, goes to streaming PC 1 and the mini PC. So that's what I got. And I have a bunch of other HDMI to SDIs, and this is for connecting my cameras. So where my Nikon normally would go, and then another one for my Canon, if I can get in focus. That's another one right there. Now that one is the cross up down HD. This is what solved the issue with my Nikon. That one will take any input and convert it to any output. So my Canon was only pushing out 1080i at 29.97 frames per second. So that converts it up to 1080p, 59.94. So that's how I can get everything in, because the Blackmagic ATEMs, they need everything to be exactly the same. So that's what solved that problem. And that little box right there, that's a Wi-Fi adapter, smart plug, so that I have my Google Home right there, so I can turn everything on remotely. So like, for example, okay, Google, turn off my video gear.
Sure, turning off the video gear.
So I have one for my video gear, and then I have another one for my sound. Let me just save some time. So video gear obviously has to go on first. So I'll say again, okay, Google, turn on my video gear.
Okay, turning the video gear on.
Okay, Google, turn on my sound gear.
Sure, turning the sound gear on.
All right. So I have two separate ones. So whenever I have this on, I can turn on the sound gear by itself, or the video gear. And I'm working on a scene that will turn on both of them. So both of those are activated by voice, just because I'm lazy. And as well, the ATEM doesn't have an off button, so you have to kill the power to turn that off. So this is my initial setup. And like I said, it is a work in progress. Going to be adding some more stuff as time goes on. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Consider subscribing, guys, and I'll bring some more content, help y'all out on your stuff at church or even at your home. And you know, if you're a subscriber, make sure you hit that notification button. That way you get notified when I come out with new videos. This is AJ. We'll catch you later.